Extortion is on the rise in the Nelson Mandela Bay Metro, affecting various sectors and communities across the region. Criminal networks are increasingly demanding protection fees from businesses, professionals, and even ordinary citizens, threatening violence or damage if payments are not made. It's creating fear and instability in the area. Newzroom Afrika's Sipha Kema joins us from Motherwell. Sipha, a township that especially over the past few years, has gained notoriety for high crime levels.
Absolutely, for your high crime levels, shootings in Motherwell, it's the nature of the game. But a part of that crime is the extortion that has been on the rise. Of course, this is nothing new in the Nelson Mandela Bay Metro, extortion. But as I've said over the day, that this before used to be more of organized crime, but at this moment it's basically everyone for themselves. Now, in terms of protection fee, I mean, we've seen business owners, those that own even chisanyamas, or even local taverns, who have been coerced to actually pay protection fees to these gangs so that they can be in business and continue with businesses. But now also doctors are the targets of these extortion rackets in the Nelson Mandela Bay Metro. And we know that some doctors in this area, in this township, have actually had to close their doors and rethink where they're going to open their surgeries. Now, you mentioned instability in these neighborhoods and in these communities because of these extortion, and that's exactly what's about to unfold should these doctors start moving into town, because you have people who cannot afford the high prices that are currently being charged by doctors in the city and in the suburbs, as well as having to take multiple taxis to get to those doctors. But having doctors easily accessible in the townships works much easier for them, especially the chronic patients. Now, we spoke to a community activist, Pamela Mabini, regarding this issue, and she told us how rife it is and how much it has expanded in the Nelson Mandela Bay Metro.
It is bad in a way that there's a few doctors that we know that they've closed their surgeries in PE because of this extortion demand. And also now it's affecting as well school kids, where maybe you heard or you read that we went to Kwanobuhle primary school where the kids are being extorted as young as from the age of 6 years, where they need to bring money at school. If they don't pay up their extortion money, their protection fee money, the elder ones are demanding they will take their lunch boxes. So it is bad. It's affecting everyone.
Now, we saw there was an engagement prior to the Imbizo that was held on the 16th of August, where community policing forums voiced, their grievances with the then new minister, as well as the event that took place, the Imbizo that took place on the 16th of August, where community members were able to engage with the police officials as well as the minister. Now, as a result of those things that were said and the extent of crime in the Nelson Mandela Bay Metro, the minister has now deployed 300 extra grounds on the booths to be hands-on, part of a takedown. That's higher ranking officials, but also specialized units to deal with the extortion issue in the Nelson Mandela Bay. Now, when it comes to stats, it's a bit tricky because no one wants to come forward to actually report this, because they fear to be targets or being further targeted by these gangs. And now this has spilt over into schools. So all we have to do now is watch what's going to happen with the new police on the ground, and as well as the heated effort by the South African Police Services to fight extortion as well as the high levels of crime in the Nelson Mandela Bay. Vuyo.
Sipha Kema in Motherwell, where, of course, one of the townships where this extortion problem is quite big.